Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am your host, third place Davo, with second place Andy.
Howdly doodly.
And first place, as usual, Kels.
Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound as special.
Well, it's not special to us. We're tired of your excellence.
Oh, I mean,
Wow.
Are we not a team?
We are, but one part of the team is better. And it's not me.
You know, I was going to make some kind of joke like he's the Steph Curry to your something else, but I don't know who else plays on his team. But I'm sure there's something there.
There is. There's always something there.
Well, here are the rules. Every week we have a theme, and within that theme, we've got 6 categories of 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points, usually, with a few bonus points thrown in here and there. And then there's a final, which is worth up to 100 points. And today's theme is not the one I wanted to go with originally. I had this really great idea, and I just couldn't pull it together. So at the last minute, I put together a random collection of questions, which I'm calling the potpourri.
We got a potpourri.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. Well, did you mention like what this is a part of? I don't think you.
Not
You
yet.
didn't explain the grandeur of.
No, I'm about to.
Okay.
Unless you would like to explain the grandeur.
Oh no! You do it so much better than I could ever dream of doing it.
Oh, wow. I'm just going to soak that in for a minute.
Yeah.
This is episode 6 of the Brain Masters Tournament, so named by our wonderful listener, Joel Mount. Neil, what are the standings in the tournament?
Well, I think you pretty well covered that already.
I just want you to make it official.
So we're 5 games in. The winner of each game gets 3 points. The second place player gets 2, and the third place, usually Davo, gets 1 point.
Yep.
And after 5 games, so halfway through the tournament, we have Davo with 8 points, Andy with 10, and Kels with 12.
So I'm still mathematically alive, but it's looking tough.
You're
Andy,
still
you're
playing.
doing great. I'm still playing. I'm here. I love spending time with you guys. It's wonderful.
It's still impossible for Kels to fall into second place this game. He may be tied for first, but he's not going to fall into second.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow. So, before we get started with this, I want to give a quick shout out to our friends over in Indiana, the Trivia Rogues. I neglected to give them their due last episode, and I am very sorry about that, guys, out there in Indiana, but I was so focused on winning that I neglected all my other duties, and it still didn't matter. So I'm rectifying that mistake tonight with this shout out to a wonderful podcast, the Trivia Rogues. Give them a listen. As of this recording, their topics are Chicks and Chimps, which is about influential women that do research on primates. Could have said it a little better. I don't know. The classic DeLorean, John DeLorean and his story, and a pepper quiz for those of you who like it spicy. So
It used to be you.
It used to be, but then I hit 40. And
So are we ready to get started?
absolutely.
Let's do this.
I would say so.
First, I need to determine which of our 6 rounds today is going to be our bonus round. So here I go.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that sound.
Snake eye.
That machine is purring like a kid.
You know, it hasn't failed me once since I built it.
See?
All right, let's get started. Category 1 is science. Remember, these are all just kind of random questions. There's no theme. There's nothing connecting them.
Oh, that's great.
So it's science, and it's harder this time. Cannot wait.
Question 1. What is the name of the radiation belt that surrounds the Earth?
Oh, locked in.
Okay, I'm locked in with an answer.
Kels, you got this?
It's failing me.
I hope it doesn't fail you because we will all
Mm,
be in trouble if it fails.
Well, not me personally. I mean, it's doing good
Okay,
work up there. The name
I get it. I get it.
is. I, I think I. All right, I'm gonna lock in with the wrong answer, but I bet I'm
All
close.
right. What did you lock in with, Kels?
Okay. Well, it's something Allen, and since I couldn't remember, I just wrote the Allen Iverson belt.
Okay. Deva
I put down the Kepler belt.
and Andy.
Kells was really close. It's the Van Allen belt, not to be confused with the Van Halen belt, which protects us from, hair rock.
I thought it protected from brown M&Ms.
Right.
Or the Alan Parsons belt, which protects us from good music.
Wow. They had one song I liked. What was it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Point taken. They do abracadabra,
No, that was too Miller.
abracadabra. Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm-mm.
What did the Alan Parsons Project do?
That which is not even close to
Oh, that's
Van
gonna bug
Allen.
me. No. Anyway,
All right, question 2. A type of bird that Charles Darwin identified in the Galapagos were instrumental in his theory of natural selection. What kind of bird? And for a bonus, what was the name of the ship that Darwin sailed on?
I know the bonus.
I am locked in.
I hope you're not asking for more than just a very basic bird. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in
I'm
as well.
asking for a type of bird, not a species. Okay, Devo.
Okay.
When you said natural selection, I immediately thought of the dodo, so I went with the dodo.
Okay.
And there is a kids movie called Pirates: Bands of Misfits, and one of the characters is Charles Darwin, and I think he was on board the Beagle, and that's how I know that.
Okay. Andy.
I know the bird is a finch, but what specific finch, I have no idea. And it's the beagle is his ship.
And Kels.
The birds were finches, and it was the HMS Beagle.
It was the Finch and the HMS Beagle. So it's interesting when he wasn't an ornithologist, and he identified some of those birds as blackbirds and other kinds of birds. And then when he got them back to England, someone who actually knew what they were doing started looking at them and saying, "Whoa, these are actually all finches. They just look really different." And that's where he started getting the idea that these finches evolved separately to fill different niches in the ecosystem.
So they were filling Finch niche.
Hmm.
Ah, I see what you did there.
It's the only thing I can contribute to science questions.
It's quite a
When you
stretch
got the
there,
beagle,
Mm-hmm.
Reed Richards.
I don't know if you've seen the latest Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, but in it, Trillian is dressed up as Darwin, and she has a stuffed beagle tucked under her arm, and
Nice.
that's how Arthur knew that she was dressed up as Darwin. Question 3: What percentage of the universe is visible? And what I mean by that is what percentage isn't either dark matter or dark energy? And I'll base your score on how close you are to the correct answer. So it's not like I'll give you full credit if you're within 10 or 100 or whatever. It's for every 1% you're off, I'll deduct 1 point.
Okay. All right. Let me just align the deflector dish and randomly write down. I'm locked in.
I'm
I'm gonna
Me
lock
too.
into.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Andy.
33 and a third for a nod to LPs.
Kels.
I own with 2%, like milk sometimes.
David.
I went with 8% because 8.
Well, two of you actually got points. The correct answer is 4%.
Oh,
Hey.
Oh,
Kels, you are off by 2, so you get 8 points. David was off by 4 for 6 points. Andy was off by 29 and a third for 0 points.
I was hoping I was close. I wanted to see you do the math for 33 and a third, but
I would have rounded down.
yeah, figured.
Question 4. What was the first U.S. spaceship to land on Mars? I need the name and the number.
Land safely on Mars?
Yes.
I'm locked in.
Man, I'm stuck on a name and I know it's not right. It's not that one. Now I'm just thinking of ships on Star Trek. It's not the Bozeman.
um, man.
Oh, golly dog. I'm going to lock in with this one.
All right, Kels.
I put Mariner 4.
Okay, David
I put Pathfinder.
and Andy.
Viking 1.
Well, one of you got it right. The correct answer is the Viking 1.
Booyah.
Hmm.
Named after a Chicago Northwestern passenger train, the Viking. Sure.
Pathfinder might have been the first of the landers that landed safely. I mean, the rovers.
The
But
Rovers.
I think Viking just landed and sat there.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of round 1, I've got Davo with a grand total of 8.
Yay.
Kels has 80, and Mr. I Hate Science has 32.
80? How does Kells have 80?
Did I
I
say
got
80?
80.
I don't know
You
where
said
that came
80?
from.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, hang on.
Lost
So
my mind there.
Davo has 8. Kells has 20
Yes.
points, and Andy has 32.
I was about to say, Andy, the fix is in. We got to go.
I know.
Category 2 is history. Davo.
Story.
Ooh, I like history.
Sure.
I do too.
Oh,
Question 1. How many Punic Wars were there? And for a bonus, who were the combatants?
Mm,
1 point each on the bonus for those. One for each side.
locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
sure, I'm locked in.
Davo?
Ah, crap. I I said 2, and I first wrote down Athens and Sparta, but then I changed my mind and wrote down Rome and Carthage.
Okay. Andy?
I think it's Rome and Carthage as well. I have no idea how many wars, so I'm going with Dave's answer of 8 from the previous round.
That's a lot of. That's a lot. Wow.
Europe had 100 years war. I mean, these guys know how to do war.
True.
How about you, Kels?
I said 3, and I knew Rome for sure, but I didn't know the second one, so I went with Greece.
Okay. Well, The combatants were Rome and Carthage, and there were
Yeah.
3 Punic Wars. So that's 11 for Kells and 2 for Davo and Andy.
I was counting 5 bar fights that also were around that time frame between the Romans and the Carthage. Yeah, never mind. You know what? This isn't working today.
The people of Carthage.
The people of Carthage.
The fine people of Carthage.
I think they're Carthagites.
They're Carthaginians.
They're
Like
Carthaginians.
Virginians.
Yo, I knew that. I was joking.
I know. I know. I know you'd make joke.
Question 2. In what century was the Magna Carta signed? I'll give you a bonus if you know the exact year.
Oh, I don't know the exact year, but I know the century. Locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
It was the 13th century. I have no idea what year, and it was in the 13th century. It was actually referred to as the Carter III. Really? All my jokes are falling flat today. Come on, that was a good one.
The Carter 3?
I don't have any idea.
How?
Lil Wayne album.
I know what it is.
I wonder.
you'd be more on the nose if you said the Magna Carta and referred to the Jay-Z album, Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's a better joke. That's a better joke.
Yeah. This is smidge. They do share the last name though, Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
Kels?
I also went with the 13th century, and I did not know the year, so I said the year of our Lord, 1234.
Okay. Davo?
I also said the 13th century, and I did not recall the year.
Well, the exact year is 1215 in the 13th century. Question 3. What was the name of the Emperor of Japan during World War II?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Davo?
Hirohito.
Andy?
Hirohito.
And Kels?
Hirohito.
Well, these potpourri questions are too easy.
Have they been? Do you not remember science?
I remember Andy doing really well in science.
I'm kind of on a roll tonight.
I am just going to ignore the fact you said these are too easy when I have 8 points coming into this. Or maybe I'm not.
All right. Question 4 in history. What was the ruling house of Russia for 300 years, ending with the February Revolution in 1917?
Oh,
I'm locked in.
Like I'm looking for the last name, basically, of the...
okay.
Oh,
Why am I drawing a blank? I can see his face and all his kids. Locked in. This is bad.
I went with Natasha's family as Romanov.
Davo?
The Romanovs. And I don't think she's descended from royalty.
Andy?
Probably not.
All I could come up with was Nicholas.
The correct
I have
answer
no idea.
is... The answer I was looking for was Romanov.
Blanked.
All right. At the end of round 2, got Davo with a good round with 40 points. Andy has 54, and Kels has 61.
Anybody's game.
Still playing.
Make your man or eat your heart out.
Let's move on to category 3, which is music.
Ah, shoot.
Yes.
Question 1. The artist now known as Elton John legally changed his name in 1972. What is his mythical sounding middle name?
What?
He changed his name to Elton something John. I want to know what that
Oh,
something is.
I'm like, I'm
Are you
locked in.
serious, Kels?
I never
You
thought about the middle name.
you know Elton John's mythical middle name. Well, it's a real middle name, but
Wikipedia is my friend sometimes, and we travel down many rabbit holes together.
It's
It's the same reason I was looking up all the Heisman Trophy winners like the other day for no reason. So I hope that comes up today because I'm ready for Heisman Trophy.
remember when you hear the answer that he chose it for himself.
I'm locked in.
mythical.
I have no idea. I'm totally guessing.
Me too. I'm locked in.
Okay, Deva.
Unicorn.
Andy?
I hope that's right.
Me
I have
too.
no idea. I totally guessed. I decided that if I had to pick my own middle name, it would be Thor. So Elton
Oh,
Thor John is what I went with.
Kels.
I went with the mid 90s Disney animated feature of Hercules.
The correct
Oh.
answer is Hercules.
Well, you were pretty close there, Andy.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't realize how close I was.
Hercules.
Not a unicorn, though.
on the door.
Well, Elton John is kind of a unicorn.
A little
honestly.
bit.
Question 2. Who holds the Guinness record for the most words in a hit song?
I'm locked in.
Um,
I'm locked in with a total guess. Again.
I'm going to lock in, but I'm putting something in parentheses.
I got something in parentheses too.
Okay. Andy, what do you have?
I have no idea. I was just trying to think of a song that has lots of words in it, and all I could come up with was Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking just for the artist, by the way.
Okay, well, that was my logic.
That's
Kels.
good.
Well, I went with Twister from the song Slow Jams because he raps really fast, so you can cram a lot of words in there. But he only had one verse. But in parentheses, I put because I didn't know their names, the dudes who sang the Macarena.
All right.
I like that.
And Deva.
I went with Eminem because he can rap real fast. And in parentheses, I had the Bare Naked Ladies for 1 week.
Oh,
You know, Chickadee
that's a
China,
bit.
the Chinese chicken.
Now I'm kind of wishing I'd gone with Tech Nine.
No hit songs though. Shame, but no hit songs.
Oh,
Well, the correct answer was Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the song was Rap God. He's
Davo,
saying,
Cinderella Story.
I didn't think that got released as a single.
well, I didn't say single. I said hit song. Well, I guess that would count as a single.
No, that was a great song. I like it.
No, I'm not denying its goodness. I just didn't know that it
So
it
it's
was
a
out
little
there
bit
for
long
like
too.
a
So
lot.
it had the advantage of being 6 minutes long. Do you want to guess how many words he fit in 6 minutes? Just for fun.
I'm not even.
I'm
try
gonna
argue.
say over 1,000.
It was 1,000 560 words.
Oh my god.
So on
Wow.
average, that's a little over
Wow.
4 words per second.
Wow.
Like he does have a really insane stretch in there for
Yeah.
like 15, 20 seconds where it's you can't almost make out anything, but he's saying
I will
words.
be
You can't repeat
checking
it. I
that
know
out
that.
tonight.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a it's
it's
a it's a good song. It's
ridiculous.
interesting. Question 3. What Grammy-winning band was originally named Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem in 1983, but changed it after their first few performances?
Locked in.
Yeah. They formed under that name, did a few recordings, and then when people liked them, they decided to change their name for some reason. Perhaps because that's an awful name.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it is.
I'm locked in too.
All right, Kells.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that they looked at their name and was like, all of this has got to go. But I really like the Tony part. So let's just, multiply that and go with Tony.
Oh.
I love that.
Deva?
Well, that's funny, Kills, because the part of that name that I clung to was Flo. And I thought, hey,
Mhm.
the Beastie Boys have a good flow. Let's go with the Beastie Boys.
And that seems like the kind of name they might have come up with by themselves, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess.
Andy?
Red Hot Chili Peppers is the band you're looking for.
Well,
The
yeah.
correct answer is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That makes even more sense than Beastie Boys.
Question 4. I just want to point out that I wrote this question before you guys had the conversation that you had earlier. Question 4. Whose 2013-2014 world tour was named the Mrs. Carter Show?
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Oh, man. I didn't participate in that conversation.
You were here.
Yeah, but
Yeah. He doesn't know, Andy.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Okay, Andy, go ahead.
Beyonce.
Kels?
Beyonce Knowles
And
Carter.
Devo.
I thought it was about his mom. I put Lil Wayne.
Little Wayne, Mrs. Carter tour.
No, it's in honor of his mom. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's sweet. That would have been sweet for him to do
Yeah.
if he had
Very,
done it, which
very
he
sweet.
didn't, because the correct answer is Beyonce. Okay. At the end of round 3, I've got Deva with 50, Andy with 74, and Kels with 81.
So, according to Andy's math, I am not gaining ground. In fact, according to all math, I am not gaining ground.
There may
But
be
you're
some
here.
sort of there may be some sort of non-Euclidean geometry in which you're actually staying the same, but I don't. That's not
From
really
my
gonna
point of
help you.
view, everything's warped around me.
Maybe in that Star Trek alternate universe, you have a mustache and you're winning.
Yeah, I got a kick-ass beard and I'm winning,
Right.
and a sash.
That should be whoever wins the tournament has to play with a sash on that says winner.
They're getting the members only jacket, man.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
My bad.
You ready for the next category? Category 4 is movies. Question 1. This 1994 independent film, which was the first for a now famous director, supposedly had to pay more to obtain rights to the soundtrack music than its production costs.
94.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh, I better know what this is. Locked in.
Kels,
I guess the Clerks.
Andy,
Pulp Fiction.
Davo.
Oh,
Reservoir Dogs.
So you're looking for,
Nah, Reservoir Dogs was earlier than 94.
well, you're looking for a movie that has very low production quality and also not, high end music. And I believe that the production costs were something like $36,000, and the soundtrack rights cost 37,000, and the movie was Clerks.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh. I don't remember. See, I was thinking Pulp Fiction because it had a lot of huge old hits on it, but
But it also had a bunch of big stars that probably got paid a lot of money. And also, that wasn't the
Yeah.
first.
I never saw Clerks.
It also wasn't the first for the now famous director.
yeah. Okay.
Tarantino, nope. That would be Reservoir Dogs.
Right.
Okay, let's do this one with an easy mode option. So you can opt in or you can lock in or pass for the first part. If you need help, if you pass, I'll give you a hint. Question 2. What is the name of Rocky Balboa's dog in the movie Rocky?
Oh.
Oh, I can
my
see that
gosh.
dog too.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm at the
Okay.
pass too. I can see its face.
Can. I'm going to lock in.
Nice. All right. Here's the easy mode hint for half points. He was named after a former Bears linebacker.
Got it.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Okay. Davo,
Butkus.
Kels,
Butkus.
Oh my god.
Andy.
Butkus.
It was actually Sylvester Stallone's real dog, and that was the dog's name, and it was Butkus
Kells.
because nobody was
Kells, you
tougher
just
than.
knew that?
Yeah, it was that or Brutus. But I knew it started with a B. I was like, I think it was Butkus. Like Rocky don't strike me as the type to know who Brutus is. So I went with Butkus.
Question 3. This one might be playing to Kel's strengths. So just
Oh,
I
good.
thought that was the
Good. Not
game.
like, yeah, I was going to say not like the entire match.
it's an Oscars question. What was the first picture
Oh,
to win
nice shot.
the top 5 Oscars in 1934? Meaning it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. And for bonus,
Locked in.
what was the second movie to win the top 5 Oscars?
Locking out, and I'm about to lock right back in.
1934, you say?
I did say.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Andy, what's your answer?
Yeah, can I? I'm sorry. Oh no, I was just about to say that I recently checked out the 1934 one.
It's a good
You
movie.
watched it?
Well, I checked it out. I plan on watching it either tonight or tomorrow night.
Okay.
So you have it. You actually have that movie in your hands right now as we play the game.
Oh,
Oh,
it's on the
okay.
Totally
And I knew it
different.
anyway, but just as a
Yeah.
trivia,
Yep.
Mm.
as a trivia nugget.
Trivia
about
nugget.
my
That movie's
experience.
on my couch.
Andy?
The film is Robin Goes to the Circus. I don't want to spoil it for you, Kells, but he will get caught by the bad guys.
What?
Yeah.
The hero gets caught.
Well, I don't know if you want to call him a hero.
Sad.
More of a anchor.
Boy hostage, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you try for the bonus? Should I ask?
No.
Okay, Devo.
Oh. I put the Philadelphia story, and I put this for the bonus. I put down Gone with the Wind.
Okay, and Kels.
I believe in 1934 was It
Of
Happened
course it
One
is.
Night, starring Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert.
Oh, I love Claudette Colbert.
And I'm hoping
In anything.
the next movie that did it was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, starring Jack Nicholson and Louise Fletcher and Chief.
It
Don't
started
forget about Chief.
Supporting role by Danny DeVito too. Don't forget
Yeah.
Oh,
Christopher Lloyd.
yeah.
Christopher
I want
Lloyd.
to put Brian's song as my bonus.
I love Brian Piccolo.
He was a good friend of mine.
So no surprise, Kels got the correct answers. Why don't you just go ahead and tell us what the third movie to win all five?
And is it on your couch as well?
That would be no, but I do own it. It's Silence of the
That's
Lambs.
correct. Those are the only three that have won all five of those awards.
Dave, maybe during the movie category, you and I can get a game going online or something. They can just
Yeah.
come back to us once the category's over.
Wow.
I love the fact so far all I've gotten is butt kiss.
Yeah.
This movie category, which is kind of
That's the only reason we got
Boy.
is because we know football.
right.
There's nothing to do with the movie at all.
No.
On the plus side, you haven't lost any ground to Andy this round.
I have
so far,
not.
Dave.
I'm not.
But there is one more question that you may lose or gain ground on. And that is, what 2006 movie was Paul Newman's last feature film acting role? He did do a couple of documentaries and narration type things after, but this is his actual acting role.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Kels, you guys sound so happy.
I guess Cars, but I'm not sure when Cars came out.
Andy
It is Cars. Or at least I think it is.
and Devo.
I put down Cars.
The correct answer is Cars.
Doc Hudson.
I think he was in Cars 2, but just they had pre-recorded. He was already dead by then, but they used pre-recorded audio from other stuff, so it doesn't really count as an acting role. So at the end of round 4, Devo has 65, Andy has 89, and Kels has 123.
So we're catching them by my
Yep.
math.
Yep, we're heading. Yeah.
All right, category 5, and this is the bonus category.
Yes.
Question 1.
Oh.
Who was the youngest person to host Saturday Night Live?
I've got two in my
I'm locked
head.
in.
I'm locked in.
And I'm going
That
to
is
go with
worth-
this.
That is worth 1 on the paper. Wait, that's not right.
But apt. I like it. Okay, I'm in. I'm locked in.
Okay, Devo.
Well, I was thinking Tatum O'Neal. But then I thought, hey, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, interesting answer. Kels.
Ooh. I went with Drew Barrymore
Andy?
of E.T. fame.
I too went with Drew Barrymore.
All right. Well, the correct answer is Drew Barrymore at the ripe old
Because-
age of 7 years old.
Of course it is.
Okay.
All right.
Question 2. One character played by the same actor has appeared in at least 10 different television shows, starting with Homicide: Life in the Streets in 1993 and ending with The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt in 2015. He had appearances on Arrested Development, The X Files, and 30 Rock, among several others. Name the character and the actor for 5 points each, or I'll give you 8 points each since this is the bonus.
I'm locked in.
Oh, I've almost got it.
I'm locked.
I know.
Also locked in.
I know his. It's. mm,
I knew his real name first.
I knew
yeah,
his
that's what I was
character
going to
name
come up with.
first.
Character's name.
Got it.
Kels?
I believe it's Detective Munch. It's played by
Andy?
Richard Belzer.
Yep, Detective Munch by comedian Richard Belzer.
And Devo.
Detective Munch, Richard Belzer.
You guys all got it correct. A lot of the shows, like on the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, they're watching TV and they're watching a made up episode of Homicide where he's playing, some whatever he's doing. So he's not really on the show; he's on a show in the show,
Wow, it's like Inception.
kind of.
Munch
I
section.
wouldn't have got it unless when you mentioned the X Files, I knew who you were talking about.
Homicide: Life on the Street is one of the best detective shows ever made. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I've seen a few seasons of that. That's a good show.
Never saw.
I feel like he did an episode of The Wire also. Question 3. The next season of Survivor will begin airing in September of 2019. Which season will this be? I'm going to take 2 points off for every season that you're incorrect.
No freaking clue.
All right. Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Andy?
I would like simply to say the last season. That's probably not going to be the case. I'm 13. No idea.
Okay. Deva?
I said 23.
And Kels?
I said 28.
None of you are close enough to get points. The correct answer is 39.
Oh,
They usually air 2 seasons a year, so that's why we get to 39, even though it
And
has been.
I thought 23 was way too high. Man.
I knew it was in the 20s, but I didn't. I thought it was in the 20s, but 39.
you know, when the
is
robot
ridiculous.
holocaust comes, I, for one, will welcome our new robot overlords. It's time.
I mean, 2 more seasons it'll pass Supernatural.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of our listeners enjoy Survivor. I watch it usually. I've missed a few seasons, but it's entertaining to watch a bunch of people backstab and fight and argue. It's entertaining.
I've
I
never
guess that's
seen
kind of my sports.
it.
Question 4. Who was the creator and star of the 1951 show Dragnet?
Oh, locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Deva?
I believe it was Jack Webb.
Oh my gosh.
Kels?
I said Joe Friday.
Andy?
Is Jack Webb playing Joe Friday?
Correct answer is Jack Webb playing Joe Friday. I heard a podcast recently that was talking about the Miranda warning and the lawsuit that came about from that. And they credited Jack Webb and Dragnet as he wanted the show to be as authentic as possible. And so he popularized the Miranda warning. Most people started hearing it on Dragnet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
The 60s version, not the 50s version.
Right.
I forget I forget his co-star in the '50s version, but um, the '60s version had Colonel Potter, Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Harry
his name?
Morgan.
Harry
Harry
Morgan. Yeah,
Morgan is Colonel Sherman T. Potter.
that's right.
That's a really good show. I liked Dragnet.
I used to watch it just because I don't know, like Dick Van Dyke Show would have just gone off and Dragnet comes on. So the
Nick at
TV,
Night, baby.
I watched a lot of Nick at
Yeah.
Night. So that
You're
and
just
Alfred.
too lazy to change the channel.
Yeah, the remote game wasn't too strong back then. So I wasn't supposed to be up anyway. So if my mom's listening to this, yeah, I was up watching Nick at Night. That's how I knew all those shows.
But look how much good it's done you now.
I mean, I got that one wrong, but yeah, I get the yeah. She'll get it.
Oh, that's a good point. At the end of round 5, we've got Devo with 96, Andy with 135, and Kells with 154. It's anybody's game.
Except mine.
Yeah.
What do you have, Davo?
96.
Oh, we're in the hundreds now.
Some of you are.
You said that with such joy, like such reverence.
I just thought you knew.
You've reached the
Kinda
promised land.
into 3 digits over here.
Yeah. I got some digits for you.
Category 6 is sports.
Oh.
Question 1. What 4 men have won 9 or more Olympic gold medals? I'll give you 3 points for each.
This is an all or nothing.
No, 3 points each.
Okay.
Has anybody locked in yet?
No.
No.
One of them is not American. 3 of them are.
Thank you.
Oh man.
And if anybody gets the one that's not American, my hat's off to you. No bonus points or anything, but it'll be impressive.
You'll doff your chapeau.
Man, I can't think of it. Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in with my 3.
Andy?
My answer: Mark Phelps, Usain Bolt, Mark Spitz, and David Lacey. Because you know what? He wins at something.
9 gold medals. About it at lunch.
Wow.
Devo?
I only had 3. Michael Phelps, Eric Heiden, and Mark Spitz. But there was a Russian pole vaulter, and I'm not trying to start a joke or anything. There was this legendary Russian pole vaulter in the 70s and 80s that I could not remember the name of. I kept getting like Yuri Gagarin, and I know it's not that. But there was a Russian pole vaulter that was really, really good. And I just can't remember his name. So I just said Phelps, Heiden, and Spitz.
Okay, Kels?
Spitz, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, and I guess Carl Lewis.
Oh.
So I need a ruling. You all got Phelps. Yeah, one of you said Mark Phelps, which is not the right name. And the rule is if you give me the last name, it's good enough. If you give me the first name and it's wrong,
I know
can't
it's Michael
accept it.
Phelps. I just
I was hoping at first it was just a mistake and you were going to correct it.
No,
but then you said it again.
you know what's funny? And here's what happened. If you look at my answer sheet, I wrote down Mark and started to write down Spitz and crossed off Spitz because I remembered Phelps and put down Phelps. Forgot to change the first name. Then with Usain Bolt, then I remembered Mark Spitz, I think, also had that many medals. So I wrote him down again. Ah, that's
Sorry,
frustrating.
Andy.
That's all right. That's fair.
Well, so the correct answers are Michael Phelps, the flying Finn Paavo Nurmi. He was a runner.
Oh wow.
Mark Spitz, and my fellow University of Houston alumnus, Carl Lewis.
Oh,
Usain Bolt hasn't
So,
got 9 gold medals?
he's probably got like
nope.
8, 7 to 8. Well, I think one was
He didn't
taken
run in
away.
that many events.
I know he did. Well, he did 100, 200, and like a
Yeah,
relay,
A
hold on.
and,
relay.
and won like 3 straight games. Oh, but they did take one medal away though. One of his teammates,
Was a doper.
Oh, right.
and I don't remember him losing any events, so that would probably leave him at like 8.
he has, according to Wikipedia, 8 gold medals from the Olympics.
Rats.
Well, I'm surprised I got that like on the nose.
I'm not.
So that was Kells with 9, Davo 6, and Andy 3.
Rats. So David Lacey's
This one,
wrong too? The
yeah,
answer, David
yes,
Lacey? Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I think he's only in like the 3 or 4 gold medal range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 bronzes though. Good job.
Yeah, I'm doing the still a medal, dang it.
All right. Question 2 in sports. Who is the only person to have won the NBA Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year? But obviously not all in the same year.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh, the Bulls coach. What was his name? Was he a player? No.
He was a player, Andy.
I can't come up with his
Strange to
name.
find out. A lot of coaches used to be
Yeah.
players.
Yeah. But I
Don't know how.
mean, player like in this, well, he would have won player of the year. Um, I got. I'm calling out special teams. Ray Guy is taking the field.
Oh,
I'm punting.
hang time.
All
That's a
right.
beaut.
Davo, what's your answer?
Larry Bird.
Kells?
Oh, I thought of him too.
Larry Joe Bird. I went with Jerry West.
Did you?
I did.
And Andy has the punt. The correct answer is Lawrence Bird.
Larry Joe Bird. Good
Oh,
call.
Larry Joe. Thank you.
Jerry West hasn't won. Oh, you said coach of
He
the
never
year.
coached. He never
Never
coached.
coach. I skipped over that. I went like MVP and executive. But yeah, Larry was coach of the year. Well done.
Question 3. What quarterback has the most consecutive starts in the NFL?
Locked in.
Locked
He's a
in.
quarterback, but he has more consecutive starts than any other player in any position.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Is that everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Kels, what's your answer?
Brett Favre.
Andy?
Brett Favre.
He's out there slinging it, having a good time.
Just slinging, having a good time.
Brett Favre.
Correct answer is Brett Favre.
Fervor.
He had 297 consecutive starts, 321 total starts.
It's amazing what pain pills will do.
Yeah. There was a few times he was playing with busted up hands, broken
As a
rib. Yeah, that's a quarterback.
gosh.
Question 4 and the last question of the regular rounds. Who holds the Major League Baseball record for the most consecutive scoreless innings, set in 1988?
Ooh.
Locked in.
88 consecutive scoreless innings.
You remember 88, Kels?
I mean,
Watched a lot of baseball.
barely. Oh man. 88.
I'm locked in.
Gonna throw a guess out there. I'm locked in.
Andy,
Oral Hershire.
Deva,
Oral Hershiser.
and Kels.
I went with Dwight Gooden.
Even though you got his name wrong, Andy, I'll give you credit for Oral Hershiser. Hershiser. At the end of regulation, I've got Devo with 132 points, Andy with 158, and Kells with 173.
Okay, Dave, you got to stop him.
So this is what triple digits feels like.
Welcome to the club.
I knew you'd get there.
All right, I have a list here of the top 10 presidents listed by age when they left office. So not the age they died, not the age that they were elected, but when they left office for whatever reason they left, either term limited out or died. The current president is definitely going to be on the list. He'll actually either be second or first on this list when he leaves office. So we're not including him. So I need the other top 10 presidents.
Quickly redirect from my incompetence.
David, what are your answers?
Okay. Reagan, FDR, Truman, because he looked kind of old. I honestly just kind of went with. I honestly just started picturing presidents in my head and thinking, "Gosh, he looks old," and then
Me
I would
too.
go up and down the list. Eisenhower, Buchanan, Cleveland. It does. Carter, Woodrow Wilson,
Oh,
uh, George Herbert Walker Bush. So that I guess Bush one
Bush Prime.
and Bush Prime, Bush Alpha. Um, I went with John Adams was the last one I just threw on there because he just looked old and grumpy all the time.
All right, Andy.
Reagan, Andrew Jackson, Zachary Taylor, Gerald Ford, Truman, FDR, George H.W. Bush, Optimus Prime, John Adams, William Henry Harrison, and Ike.
And Kells.
Ronald Reagan.
You all got him
George.
first.
He's the oldest,
one I
right?
knew.
Yeah. I think he's the oldest
Right
ever.
now,
Currently,
I
he
think.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Herbert Walker Bush. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Lyndon Baines Johnson. FDR. Harry Truman. Woodrow Wilson. Andrew Jackson. Gerald R. Ford. And Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter
All right.
was actually a young guy
Was it?
when he was
Yeah.
president. Yeah.
I
Carter
guess I've
wasn't on
only
the
known
list.
him as old.
Yeah. He's the oldest
I can
living
only think
president
of
right
him.
now.
Right.
If you sort the list by number of years after the presidency, he is way on top.
Yeah.
Okay, I have all our totals tallied. Let me run through the list real quick, and then we'll finish up the scores here. So I have at number 10. You guys, it's an interesting list because there were several right at the beginning, and then some of the more recent ones, but not a whole lot of middle presidents. For example, number 10 on the list is Thomas Jefferson. Was also
Oh,
66 when he left office, followed by James Madison and then James Monroe. So we got 3, 4, and 5 were all
Right there.
lumped in there together.
wow.
None of you got any of those, I don't think.
I almost
And
put
then-
down Monroe.
And then we got William Henry Harrison,
Got it.
then George H.W. Bush, Harry Truman, Buchanan,
Yay.
Andrew Jackson,
Okay.
Dwight D. Eisenhower, and then Trump would fit in here if we were including him in the list, and followed by Ronald Reagan.
Wow.
So by my tally, I've got 5 for Davo,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you 50 points, bringing you to a total of 182, and currently the lead.
Hey,
Yay.
Devo, look at you.
And
Andy got 6 correct, if my math is right, bringing you to 218, and now you have the lead.
Woohoo! Sorry, Dave.
Yay, Andy.
And then Kells has had 5 right
Oh.
for a total of 223, beating out Andy by 5 points.
Oh.
oh,
Well done, Kel.
That has to hurt.
That stings because it's an
Thank
American History President thing. Ah. Well done, Kels.
thank you, gentlemen.
Where does that leave us in the tournament, Neil?
That leaves Devo with his 4th third place finish with 9 points
Yeah.
total. Andy has had 2 first, 2 second, and 2 third place finishes for a total of 12. And Kells has 3 and 3, 3 first place and 3 second place. You're all very symmetrical there. Kells has 15 total for the tournament.
Well, congratulations, Kells.
Well
You're
done,
looking well on your way to a lovely members-only jacket.
I've always wanted one.
I'm right behind you, buddy. Right behind
So,
you.
from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with Andy,
So long, ladle brainers.
Kells,
You know him as the Joe the policeman on the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. Now put your hands together for Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson. Yeah.
and Neil.
My quote for today, I have no idea the context, but it was Jim Carrey, who is quoted as saying, "One man's toxic waste is another man's potpourri."
Signing off.
Hello, all you good trivia people out there. If you like what you hear, I have exciting news for you. You can listen to this show on your favorite podcast apps, wherever that might be. Whatever floats your boat. You got any ideas, you can tweet us at Ladle Brain. If you're into the Facebook kind of thing, we're at Brain Ladle Productions. Also, YouTube at Brain Ladle Productions. Kind of redundant, but you get the idea. We also have a website, brainladletrivia.com. If you want to get us individually, there's Neil, there's Kels, there's Davo, and there's even an Andy fellow. If you're feeling generous, also have a Patreon. You know, if you can send us some ducats, it will really help out the show. And that leads into us helping you. So help us, help you, and you be classy out there. Hope I'm out. The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.